I love a pregnant pause in the morning, don't you, fellas? I did that on purpose, honest. How are you? Happy Tuesday on a Tuesday. We're really excited. I know you guys are. We think it's going to be a good one, but a word of warning, sometimes stuff gets pulled and it ain't our fault, all right? So we just get that out there. Oh, look who's joined us this week. It's our incredibly good friend, Mr. John Scar. He's back in the pack. John! How are you, dude?
I'm even back in black, too. Look, wearing my Google.
Oh, I love that. The game, the 404 game or whatever it was. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, what have I got on? I don't even know what that logo is. For all I know, that's a squashed fly right there.
Maybe for today's Tuesday blog post that you got on your shirt there.
You never know. It might just be like a little thing like have on Star Trek. Come in, Spock. Where are you? William, how are you, dude?
I am doing well, my friend. And yeah, it might look like a fly, or hey, you might be ready to do a captain's log. You don't know.
Yeah. I tell you, on this diet, they've been building up, dude. I can assure you of that. Wasn't it the fella in Star Trek in red that never came back from the away trip? It was, wasn't it?
If you had a red shirt and you were on the Star Trek cast, you didn't last very long.
That's what's going to happen. This is going to be my final day. Right. Well, sadly, you'll see that we've got a missing member of the band, young Ray. Bless him. He, as you all know, went off to Legoland, full of the joys of Lego, and came back with a nasty case of COVID. Ray, we genuinely all wish you the very best, my friend. I know it's been a few days now, so really hope you're through the worst of it, and we can't wait to get you back in the band, playing keyboards, guitar, bass. I can't remember what it was you did in the band, to be honest, but whatever it was the bongo. Yeah. I don't know if I should laugh at that or not, but yes, come back quick, my friend, and I hope you're feeling well. Amazing chat. I'm filling in a little bit because we're getting closer and closer and closer to the hour. But we've got an amazing chat. Let me have a quick look who we got here. We got first in the house was Cloud Gamer 201. Hey everybody, hey to you, my friend. Next up we had Callie Drew Voss, and couldn't wait. 53 minutes ago was in the chat waiting to come in. Really appreciate that. Then this fella dropped in just to say thanks for dropping in. It was me, Victor. Then John and Lo-Fi Monk. Crow, how are you, dude? Ryzak, great to see you, my friend. Thanks for popping in. Always appreciated. Young Jeff from a fellow Canadian. We had a great idea for a show yesterday, John. Jeff and I was streaming Far Cry Primal, and we thought, well, wouldn't it be good to get a new show of all of the elder statesmen in the community, all of us kind of over 50, and Ray's going to be there soon himself, so we could actually it'd be me, Jeff, Ray, and Clive.
Well, there you go, right?
I know, it was a great idea.
I think there used to be way back when, maybe like a year and a half or so ago, like I forget, was it young stallions, or like the younger people in the Stadia community?
Oh yes, there was something along those lines, wasn't there?
Yeah, Eli and Young Guns. That was it.
Right.
So Rock, would the show be called
the old water pistols? There's nothing wrong with a bit of old water pistol, I say. Stuart's in the house. Al Davis, good to see you guys. It really is cool. Thank you so much for popping in. We got an awesome in lead. Man, that guy is a legend. 1030 Media Group. Wowzer. David Wilson is in the house. He is in fact related to did I tell you this before? He's related
Allegedly.
to all right, he told us. I mean, you can take it for what it's worth. But related to Stan Laurel. Ollie. Come on, Stadia. It's 5:05. What are you playing at here? Guys, keep hitting that refresh and let me know. We're up for it. $10 from Jack. Oops, where's it gone? There it is. $10 from Jack to Slip. Thank you, Jack. Pear character flying in the air with a red cape and a smile on his face. Oh, that's just not Jack, by the way. That's describing the little character on the thank you thing. Chaps, where's our blog? I'm getting nervous now.
Yeah, it's there. Hit refresh. It's up.
I keep hitting refresh. Why does this always happen to me? What the heck? Oh, quick, give us the link, guys.
Maybe.
I don't understand why. Every week this happens to me. Right, okay. Is it the Dog Days of Summer?
Yes.
Is that the one? Aha! Ah! Hang on, you sure this is an old one? This is Guilt.
I know.
What? Oh, hang on. Prepare to face your fears in guilt. Right, start from the top. So, first of all, Ray! Because I was excited, but then I got deflated because I thought, Guilt? Love that game, but that's like 2 years ago, nearly 3. Anyway, this week on Stadia, the Dog Days of Summer. The days are longer than ever, which means you've got more time for more games. That's a good point. Luckily for you, we just so happen to have more games headed your way, guys. Prepare to face your fears in guilt. There's a big graphic down there. I'm getting excited now. Immerse yourself in a haunting tale about bullying and childhood nightmares. It's a corking game as you help Sally navigate a creepy world to rescue her missing cousin Emily. Set in a creepy and melancholic world, Guilt is an eerie story mixing fantasy and reality in a surrealist place where your nightmares become reality. Want to check it out? Right, now's the punchline. From August the 11th to the 15th, you can play Guilt at no additional cost on Stadia. Whoa. It launched originally on Stadia, didn't it? Isn't it still only on Stadia? I think yeah. Right. Yeah, wow. Yeah. More games for you to trial. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I can see some new games in there. Hang on. You know you're living in the future when you're perpetually only one click. Hang on, is that it? Oh no! When you're perpetually only one click. Let's stretch this out for an hour, boys. When you're perpetually only one click away from trying over 100 new games, don't go away, chat. There's bound to be more. On any screen you own, we've just unlocked 8 new game trials, so you can play games like Control, Sniper Elite 4, Strange Brigade, and more. Can't get enough? Neither can we. Here's where you can find the full list. Hunting, is that on Stadia already?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh. All right, I got all excited, too excited too quickly. Anyway, and that takes us through the week.
Well, Rokk,
what?
You were right when you
did.
You started off the show.
So,
something must have come up, yeah.
Full disclosure here, folks, right? A little birdie told us there was going to be some interesting stuff today. But I said to John before we went live, yeah, but stuff gets pulled. We've seen it. Right. Stuff gets pulled or it might get announced another day. But look, I'm still going to give away any decent game you guys want. Okay, so let me think. Let's put a value to this. Let's call it $70. All right, a $70 giveaway. I'm going to put it up in Twitter after this show. All right, so you can have any game you want on Stadia, or you can wait until some other games are going to be announced and maybe put the money towards that. I don't mind, but keep watching the show. We've still got some news and our other features. And there will be a little phrase or a keyword or something dropped in the show, all right? And you're going to probably not notice it when it happens, but when I pop the question up on Twitter later, then you'll either go, I was there and I remember what Rokk said, or you'll go, I need to go back and have a look. So do that, and $70 could be winging its way to you by the end of the week. And by the end of the week, we may have heard some more news from Stadia, which might get you doing it. Did I miss the recap? 10:30 Media Group? No, not really. Anyway, listen, it's still us. It's still that great show that you guys love. So talking of great shows that we love, shall we cover off on some news, guys? But before we do that, we got Guilt, so you can play Guilt whenever you want now for free. It was a pro game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe
so if you don't have if you don't have a pro account and you've never played Guilt, then you've got from the 11th to the 15th, I think, and it really is superb, isn't it, guys? It's it was a fantastic game to launch on Stadia, an exclusive for Stadia, and still to this day it stands up. So you can go and play it out the 11th to the 15th, so that's not to be sniffed at. Plus they've added a ton of new games to the trials as well. I can genuinely see at some point, maybe this year, we're going to end up having every single game on Stadia in the store on the trial, or have some element of you can see where they're going with this, can't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Because we've got to be halfway there.
Yeah, the more titles that they have that you can just click a button and jump into with or without an account, the better, because that it's more accessible. Yeah,
and it really is a classic, as 1030 Media Group says. It's only on Stadia, and that's not too bad. It is a great game. It's really a shame. What's a shame in some ways is that when people do talk about Stadia in a positive sense or a negative sense, that they don't talk about those exclusives, because they really are great games, really good. So that was that. Go and play the trials, have a crack at. I might even fire Guilt up again. Actually, it's been a long time since I played it. It's a good little old game. We do have some news. There's some big news which quite a few people covered off this week. Was on the Google. So this is two things really, isn't it, guys? It's new streaming features essentially for all right, I'll disable it. Hang on. Why they get so upset? I don't understand. Actually, I don't even have it on. What their problem for? It's off. It's a big green bar. Get out of it. Disabled. Oh my God. I tell you what, we'll go over to our friends at Stadia Dosage, which, as you know, doesn't exist. Oh man, I'm all befuddled. Do you know what? I wish I hadn't put this red T-shirt on now.
It's all over now.
It is. It's all happening for me. This is what it is. I've gone down with the away party and never to be seen again. Two big features. John, do you wanna because you're the man. You're the man. Do you want to just go through what these two amazing new features are that have been added to the streaming?
Okay, yeah. So the very first here, hold on here. Let me something just popped up on my screen here. So yeah, so there's
was it Stadia going nah, 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 nah.
abort. So so there's two features here. And the first one actually it's pretty good, because if you do direct streams from Stadia itself, when you ended a game, or if a game crashed, or something happened, the stream would automatically end. Well, now you can play a game, and if you want to play another game on the same stream, you can do that. It'll temporarily pause your stream, and then once you got the game going back again and live, the stream will resume. And you can also switch on to different devices. So if you're streaming on your computer, and then for some reason you need to walk away from the computer and then stream from your tablet, you can pick it up right on your tablet and continue the stream there. So it's a pretty neat little features there.
Being able to switch your games on the fly like that and still continue your stream is so valuable to content creators. I mean, I can't understate that.
I tell you, William, it actually happened to me when the on August 1st, when the Stadia Pro games dropped. And I was going to do one old long show going through each game, streaming it via my Stadia Pro on the browser. And of course I got to the end of the first game, went to go to the next one, and it said you can't do that. And I thought, oh no, it's exactly that situation. I'd never tried it before. So I had to kill that stream, and then I decided I would do each one as an individual stream. But this is now perfect, so you can just jump from one game to another. Very real scenario.
Yeah. And it's cool,
It also seems like, from what John was just saying, is that it doesn't actually stream your browser, so it's not going to show you picking games, going through your library, or any of that stuff. Is that correct, John?
Yeah. From everything that I understand, I haven't tested it, but from what I've read and heard from people, yeah, that's correct. It'll temporarily, it'll just pause the stream, and then once a new game starts, or say if the game crashed and you need to restart it, it'll resume the stream as soon as you've got the game up and running.
Does it show a sort of, is there an indicator that it's suspended and you've not just lost the stream or anything? Coming back or taking a break or a spinning clock or something, anything like that? Do you know?
Should be.
Not that I know of, but there probably is. That'd be a good thing to try and test out. But
I know on Xbox it gets some weird image of like someone's house going on, sort of illustrated, and I think PlayStation does a similar. I think PlayStation shows a sort of bar down the middle of a camera or something. There's a few things like that, but yeah, it'd be good to have. In fact, Jeff asks exactly the same thing. How long does How long does the stream stay paused before it quits?
My guess would be 15 minutes. I bet you it's the same. It's the same as the Stadia, source that you're playing. I bet. I'm just a guess.
Yeah. No, it could well be. I have to try this later and see. No, that's really awesome. And there's another feature which I know Jeff has tried as well.
Yep, it's the party stream, and this is the out of the two, probably the bigger of the two. Well, I guess depending on who you are and how you use Stadia. The party stream. So what you can do now is you can set up a party and privately stream your gameplay to that party. So this would be good for, if you're playing like Jackbox Party Pack, any of those, and you have a group of people playing, right? You can all have on one screen here. Again, if you're not streaming it on YouTube and you just want to play with your friends here, they can go switch between their games and your games, what they're watching and seeing. So it says it's up to 10 players, and from what I've again heard from people in the community, that the delay, because like when you stream to YouTube and such, there's a certain amount of delay. Well, with this, it's right around like 1 second, maybe 2 seconds at most. Ooh. So it's a super quick response time there, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think the YouTube delays is largely the processing going on at YouTube's end, checking for copyright and stuff. So I guess they're saying, well, if you're only going to go to 10 people, it's unlikely to be a massive issue. So we'll just send the direct stream, and off you go. So you can have a party. See, I always assumed you had to be playing a game to have a party anyway. I didn't realize you could just have an audio party with a bunch of your mates. And now you can all be playing different games, and any of the other 9 can go, hey, let's have a look at what William's playing, and then we jump in and see what you're doing and join John and what have you. I tell you what else would be quite useful for John is, I know it's not their intent, but if say for example we were all playing we were all playing one game right now, Destiny, for example, right? So this is how we used to do it on the Friday night Rokk stuff that we did, and I used to have the cameras of each of the people in the co-hosts' cameras of their game, and I'd flick between them, so you could look at it from their perspective rather than always be seeing it from me, particularly if you're doing PUBG and you're dead or something, you don't want to see their ghost. So you could actually set this up in a party and stream it via maybe OBS and flick between the participants to see their different angles and views in the game, couldn't you? And still be streaming it. So William could still be streaming PUBG or Wreckfest or what have you, but and obviously with permission of the other people, flick between the streams so that on your OBS output, you get to see what everybody's up to in their different views. Interesting. Good way to take that one. Never been able to do that before anywhere other than when I did it. but it used up all the processor power, and my machine used to crash on a regular basis, so it wasn't as clever as it sounds. But awesome. I also happen to know that they have not finished. They're working on a ton more stuff to come, some of it this year. So somebody said in the chat just now, I hope they bring it to apps and so on. I'm sure they're working on that. And I noted that on our good friends at Stadia Dosage, it said somewhere about the APK because if you remember, there was a big old breakdown. So they've got parties on Stadia can include up to 10 players, which can be a little more low-key for seeking help on that level you're stuck, which I thought was quite cool, or just showing your gameplay to a few friends. Either way, Party Stream allows a combination of broadcasters and spectators, which links well to our recent Stadia APK 4.22 findings. And then it said, while XDA developers noted this feature is only available on the web for now, the fact that the strings are found in the APK as well, i.e. the app, it's a good sign that it's coming to the app as well. Yep. So you wouldn't have found there are no strings for the web. It's not a package, an Android package, which is essentially what APK is. But they found those strings, i.e. little bits of readable text within that Android package, which means it must be slated for Android as well. So that's all good. Plenty more to come. I was really excited to see this because any new additions to the ability to stream, for me is really awesome. So and a lot of guys that I get a lot of people pop up in my streams, as I'm sure you do, saying what would you recommend for equipment to stream, and what application would you use? And I always say to them, you can just do it from your browser at no cost. Do it on Chromecast or wherever.
Stadia has definitely leveled the playing field for needing hardware, like for sure. Earlier in the chat, somebody mentioned one feature that they would like, and I agree with them. It would be the perfect situation when, and I think it's only when, not if, but when Google allows you to add a webcam to their 4K direct streaming. As soon as they do that, wow, is that going to make such an impact? Because anybody can put their face out there, can also put the 4K gaming out there, and that's with no hardware except your cam. So,
well, I think Stadia will be the first one there with that. I think they're pushing hard on trying to to build this. Of course, it's a partnership with YouTube. And they are the only ones that have this. I know Microsoft have got Twitch, but for now they're not integrating it with Twitch as much as they may well do. But Stadia are working darn hard to get that integration into YouTube. So this was super exciting for me. This was, other than what I thought was coming in the twos, the biggest news of the week.
and these features that we're gushing over right now may not be for you, but what you should take away from it is that they're still working hard behind the scenes, trying to iron these things out and give us the best service possible. So that's exciting. That's exciting.
Yeah, unfortunately, Brian, I have no idea what they've got in Luna, mate, because I can't get it over here. But I'm super. I tell you, I was really chuffed. I don't know if you guys. I guess this is rolled out everywhere, but I fired up Amazon Prime last night, and they've given the whole thing a massive makeover because it was one of the worst. I mean, I'm talking from streaming TV stuff now, of course, but it was one of the worst looking interfaces, and they've given it a massive good old bit of TLC, and it looks great now. Even when you play a stream, a TV show or a film or what have you, it starts super quick, because it looks to me like they, from the minute you go to the screen that says what's it about and press play, they start streaming it behind the scenes, because it pops up in the corner and says HDR. Like when you watch anything, it doesn't say HDR until you start watching it. It sort of pops up and says HDR, which is what I think is quite clever. So it's actually got the first 30 seconds in there.
Does everyone have that UI update though for Prime? Because I watched Better Call Saul last night, which is a great show. No spoilers.
Fantastic show.
But I watched it on Prime, and I didn't notice any difference with the UI. So I'll have to fire it up again and
it may be rolling out. This was on the UK has a satellite. Well, they're not satellite anymore. They moved everything now to the internet, called Sky. And it was on their box, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's rolling out across all of their devices. But it was really cool, really nice, little pop outs and stuff. And they've even got a TV section, which is live TV, which I've never seen before. So they've got a bunch of things like the Highway to Heaven channel, which don't knock it. Great
That's
show.
one show. That's one show, though.
One show.
That's so funny. Anyway, what the hell's that got to do with the price of fish? I don't know. But they're all coming, and as Jeff has said in the chat there, I think most people have got these now. They've been rolling out. I haven't had a chance to have a little look, these streaming features, but technically they should be out there, so that's all cool. What else have we got, chaps? Well, let's fire up, let's do a little cut and paste and have a look. We're still with our good friends over at Stadia Dosage, and DreamWorks Dragons Legends of the Nine Realms gets a new gameplay trailer slated for September 23rd. Now, this is our good old friends Outright Games, as said, and very good friends of John's, and the Outright Games machine just keeps rolling on, John.
Yeah, they're they, like we said, they know their target audience. They know what's going to click and go with them. And yeah, this Dragons game, actually, it looks pretty good. The game that we got on Stadia here, DreamWorks Dragons, I forget the full title, actually surprised me. Like, from what I was expecting to what we got, it's a lot more advanced. Here you can see it's actually quite fun, like this action adventure game, and pretty neat. And even the story itself, and it offered up a decent enough challenge too. It wasn't a cakewalk by any means. So I'm actually looking forward to this. It's interesting to see how this is going to play out here in September.
We've said this before, so it is going over a bit of old news, but they are definitely, every single game is an incremental step up for these guys, isn't it? And I predicted a little while ago, if you remember, saying that I can see them getting, in the future, I don't know, maybe 2 years, into the big AAA league. I really can. I mean, I think the deals they're doing with the big publishers, the big content owners, the IP, the franchise owners, is working out really well for them. I wouldn't even be surprised if they weren't working on something behind the scenes already, to be announced at a future date. But they're a great. I mean, you get on really well with these guys, John, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're a great people to work with, and like I said, at all of their events, they're just, they say nothing but nice things about Stadia, and they are really amazed at the community support that's been given, and just the excitement from the Stadia community, because we know, just as we've talked about here, Stadia is geared towards like a more casual player, rather than that hardcore player that likes all the AAAs, day and date releases and things like that. So these are great games for younger kids, older kids, and old geezers like me too. Who's not too proud to stream My Little Pony or whatever. Because, just because the game isn't targeted for maybe particular me, if we can help one person out there who's wondering about that, and they see the video and they say, okay, yeah, my kids would like this, or no, this is not for me, then my job is done. It's just to help people to make decisions and get those first looks and things like that. So
100%. Sorry, William.
Some of those things can look very deceiving, like the Dragons game. It looks fairly simple, but there could be complex stuff under the surface that's built into the game. You never know. I've looked at a few of those games, like not Welcome to Elk, but what's the other one that just released? Where the bubbles,
Calico.
No, the other one where the bubbles would pop above their heads. You're on a crash boat. I played just the
Frog Island.
Frog Island.
The month before.
You look at the animation and the art style, and you think, oh, this is a kid's game, whatever. But as you start playing, it's more complex than that.
Valiant Hearts is that came out, I think, the same month as Frog Island, which I've almost finished on recommendation by Clive, because in fairness, I gave that a cursory glance and thought, it doesn't look it's for me. And I saw Clive mention, someone else said, what a great game, it really gets you at the end emotionally. So I thought I'd give it a go, and I'm hooked on it. And I think this is the thing that everyone's so quick to go, but it's a kid's game, isn't it? That's not going to be any good. But, as we've said before, these titles are very carefully curated. Not this one, it's not a pro game. yet. But the pro games are very carefully curated to try and appeal to different genres and different demographics. I think they do a pretty damn good job. Well, you can tell I watch a lot of political stuff there, can't you? I can't help it. I really wish you could turn those off. Right, so that's good. Looking forward to that. I do like what those guys do, it has to be said. One day I'd like to get them on for an interview. Sorry, John, what are you going to say?
I don't mean to be rude and interrupt you, but I don't know if you wanted to mention that little bit that SPG sent in the chat there about in the picture here that's kind of related to this. You had the graphic up there.
Oh right, okay, yes.
Yeah,
I've got that.
Maybe like they go together.
Yeah. Let me pop it in, and then you can talk through. Oh, look at that, 404. Don't worry, it's not your fault. I promise. It was working when I pasted it elsewhere. Let me just grab that there. I think I pasted it on the end. Oh, one of those shows. There we go. Is this the one that you meant? Is this the droid you're looking for?
Yeah. I'll let William, if you want to mention it here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Petter Games, a great content creator, he shared this tweet, or he tweeted this out, and look at the game that what is that, Mooney? What Mooney is playing?
Yes.
Sonic Racing. So that has to be on the platform for it to show up that he's playing it. You'd think, unless it's photoshopped, but I doubt Petter would do that.
Well, indeed. Indeed, playing... No, he wouldn't. And in any case, it's actually quite easy to tell. If you zoom in at this level, and the pixelation is pretty much the same across all text. So it's an easy way to tell that it's not... they would have to have put all the text in at the same time and then exported it out for it to all look the same. So, yeah, no, that's definitely going on. What's the icon there, out of interest? That's
they're streaming it because Rokk, if you go back, you had the animated GIF on the screen earlier when you were talking about the party stream and things like that.
Yep.
If you notice, I never noticed when XDA put out the article there and it was showcasing this. I never noticed it at all. But if you play the GIF there, you'll see.
It's good. I'm trying to get it big for you.
Oh.
Okay, it's about as big. Oh, he's back. That was so subtle. I love that. That's clippable.
So look at it right here. They're playing Sonic Racing right there.
Yes, that's true.
Just a couple of
flip me
in there.
No, you're right. They're actually. I mean, Mooney. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
that is right actually there. Sonic Racing, and this is Risk of Rain, I think.
Yeah, Risk of Rain 2. Yeah. So.
There you go.
Yeah. Look, and if you notice, I was getting ready to point it on my screen. It makes no sense. At the very top there, Mario is watching someone stream Sonic Racing. Watch, it says Mario watching Mooney play.
That is amazing. So that there tells me that we're getting some good old Sega. Maybe.
It looks like it, right? Like, of course, there's no confirmation, and it's all just speculation. But just like you said there, when we zoomed in, it doesn't look like they would Photoshop. And I think,
watching Mooney, watching Mooney.
They're not.
So that is that icon. That is the person that you're watching in your party. So he's got 6 party members, or she, sorry, and the only one that they're watching is Mooney, and Mooney has the little screen icon to indicate that that's the case. You guys are good.
Now that gets me excited because I want a Mario Kart style racer, and I think this looks right up my alley, man. It'd be so fun to play with friends.
And what Petter's saying in the chat there, the GIF was supplied to XDA by Stadia as well to use in the article. So maybe a little bit of speculation. Again, take this all with a grain of salt. This doesn't mean anything. Maybe a Stadia Pro game, Sonic Racing would be perfect Stadia Pro game, right?
Oh, I agree.
I think John, is that a day one purchase for you if it comes out?
Well,
Sonic
I'll
Racing.
buy it, and yeah, I'll buy it anyways because it'll be at a great price anyways, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun. So
And look, there's
hopefully-
Pedder. Did you see him in his football shirt? every time I see that the cover of FIFA 22, I always think it looks like Pedder. I can't. Stadia app to Thailand. Now I've heard that.
what's that
I've
about?
seen that a couple of times floating around in various chats and things. I don't know if it's please. And yeah, absolutely. The more countries, the better. We know 100% that it's coming to Mexico. This month was when it was mooted. And so, who knows where else? Who else, where else, no else. That's a Christmas song in there somewhere. So
Just
what was that?
imagine of all the new players that are going to be flooding Stadia when India it opens up to India, and it's
gotta
just the more the merrier, man. It's going to be amazing, I think.
Yeah, it's got to come out to a bunch of more countries. I'm absolutely certain of it. Moving over to Stadia Source, our good friends over at Stadia Source. Dungeon and Gravestone coming to Google Stadia. Japanese title from Wonderland Kazakiri Inc. Officially coming to Google Stadia. There was a tweet from this fella, quoting John Scar, don't know who he is Dungeon and Gravestone in development for Google Stadia? And Wonderland said, okay, you got us. Yes, that is 100% correct. See, this is why we pay John the big bucks, people, because
I haven't even heard of this game.
No, I've not even heard of John Scar.
The story behind this is that I believe it was Saturday, Sunday. Anyways, one of the days on the weekend, they all blur together for me now.
It's age.
In Reddit, there was a post that
This looks good.
a Japanese website had listed that this game was in development for Stadia. For gamer.net. So they posted an article because over this weekend there was an indie game developer summit that was taking place in Japan, and the developer here was showing off this game. It came out last year on PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and mobile. Well, they had the game at the show, and they also announced that it was coming or it's in development for Stadia as well. But of course, there wasn't any really official confirmation. So I said, well, let's just go out to Twitter and ask them and just see, if they'll respond. And sure enough, they responded that the game is in development here. There is a demo for the game on Steam, so anyone interested in it can try the demo out. Ninja Guy X actually streamed it, I think, Sunday.
Yes,
he
did.
played it on
He did.
on Steam here. So it looks pretty interesting and neat.
It does.
It looks really good. I love
Yeah.
the depth of field, the Bokeh, I think they call it. And
Yeah.
the young kids, we used to call it depth of field, and then they decided to call it Bokeh. I have no idea why.
Yeah.
But it looks
Looks like Minecraft mixed with stop motion
Right.
a little bit. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I really like the look of it a lot.
I love the look of this. I really do.
But
RPG.
What I think, Rokk, is really important about this is an indie Japanese developer. So Stadia isn't even available in Japan, and this is an indie developer that's bringing their game over to Stadia. So that's important and significant. So hopefully we'll start to see this trend happen where more and more indie developers in Japan,
International developers.
bringing
Do
their
you
games
think,
over.
just random thought, John, but do you think in those countries that aren't necessarily subject to some of the old school acidic articles that have been written about Stadia, because they may not have been translated into Japanese or what have you, for them they're just seeing new tech, new opportunities, new audiences to sell into, and maybe we're on the kind of cusp of a wave of international developers that haven't been tainted by all that stuff and actually quite interested to get involved.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm not quite sure when this is planned to come. I did reach out to the developer themselves to see if maybe I could get an interview with them. So in the process of that, but it's interesting nonetheless here.
Yeah, I mean, it says April 23rd, 2021, but you're saying that it hasn't actually launched. It didn't launch yesterday.
Yeah, it launched on all the other platforms last year, and they're just bringing this. They just showed this at this Japanese Bits. I think it's called Bit Summit, is what it was this past weekend in Japan with a bunch of Japanese indie developers. So
I would love to see like Warhorse Studios bring some of their titles over to Stadia. They did the Kingdom Come Deliverance game. They're a Czech game company or a game developer. And they make great stuff.
They don't take cash then?
No.
Oh, come on. It's the first one of the show. Come on, guys. No, I know what you're saying. That looks flipping awesome. Do you know what's this? Look, hats off to Stadia for this. But I was a bit of an indie snob before I got into Stadia. I have to be honest. You'd say, William? And now,
Stadia Pro.
Massive appreciation.
Absolutely. Stadia Pro, for the $10 I give them a month. They turn me on to at least 2 games that I actually enjoy each month. I may not think it at first, but and my backlog now is filled with interesting titles that I checked out and want to play but haven't had time yet. If they keep doing this, I'm never going to get through these games. There's so many.
It's so true.
I know, right? I know.
So true. Oh, Pedder, thank you, my friend. Keep the puns coming, Rokk. Wow, you got one. You even got an innuendo for free. There you go for your £2. Thank you, my friend. Yeah. Whew. Yes. Tri-6. Another one on Stadia Source. Tri-6 Infinite. That's the name of the game from Clockwork Origins. Looks set to race its way onto Google this September. This reminds me of, what was that? Oh, the video's unavailable. It's flipping private. This is it like Tron? Is it a kind of a Tron-like game, do you think?
Similar, but it's each of the, like, I think it's procedurally generated. So each time what you're racing is new.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what.
I'll find it on YouTube. Don't worry. Okay. It's only because it's embedded on their site. So, Tri-6. What was it called? Infinite. That'll do, won't it? That'll do it.
Tri-6 Infinite.
There we go. Let's have a little butchers at this one then. 4K.
It's got a little bit of a Tron look to it, doesn't it? Kind of.
It does.
The cycle look. The way the cycles look, anyway.
I love that game, Tron. It was pretty cool. It's kind of forerunner to the old Snake on the Nokia 54, whatever it was, isn't it?
Tron ate so many of my quarters as a kid.
Actually, this looks kind of, an interesting futuristic motor biking malarkey. Speed it up, boys. Come on. You can go faster than that. Get some nitrous oxide in your tank.
And it's local multiplayer as well. And, like, basically your goal is to try and complete the track with the fastest time. You can see, like, the time there. So I think it's going to be really kind of like what we saw with Centipede Recharge. Like, a lot of people like those leaderboards and trying to get, the fastest time, the toppest score.
Yeah.
Toppest score, highest score.
It's okay. No, it's a Canadian phrase. Nobody knew but us. Don't worry. The toppermost score. Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting. Mm-hmm. So this is coming, apparently. When did it say? September? Not too long down the old road. That's a different thing altogether. Here we go. Today we have even more indication. There you go. That's another one of those Canadian phrases. That a Google Stadia version of Tri-6 Infinite is close, as our friend Chase, the gaming advocate, how's Chase, alerted us to several trailers for the Google Stadia version of the game, which were found on Stadia Media YouTube channel. Really? Missing out here, boys. Dive into the Tri-6 cyberspace. Avoid procedurally distributed obstacles and beat the evil virus enemies as long as possible to reach the top of the global leaderboards like Centipede. The community will be into that. Play locally and up to 4-player multiplayer and make life difficult for your friends using different power-ups. So we got possibly, there's this one, plus possibly Sonic Racer. There's a ton of racing stuff coming up, isn't there? Awesome.
Yeah.
300
Definitely,
obstacle.
yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. It's awesome. We haven't finished, guys. There's at least one more game. Let me just pop this one into the board. It looks like Google Stadia is taking bookings for a trip to Slaycation Paradise. And again, they don't want you looking at it, Let's go back. Slaycation Paradise. There we go. Let's have a little look at this one. This looks pretty cool as well, actually. DDD. Do you know much about this one, John? Oh, there's that. I remember the weird trailer. It all comes back.
Yeah,
to me.
it's a strange show. It's a single player shooter, kind of like if you think of the upcoming game From Space, but it's zombies here with it, right?
Wow.
So this isn't confirmed for Stadia yet. So this is something that leaked, but this would certainly be awesome. Really looking forward to that if this comes to Stadia as well, because it's going to be funny. Like, I know William, you'll really enjoy this game. It looks like
It's like a top-down Serious Sam, isn't it?
yeah.
Or like an intense original GTA,
Oh yes.
because that was all top down and originally.
Actually, you're right. It does actually look really cool, I have to say. But, do you remember there used to be a thing where everyone go, oh, look, it doesn't say Stadia. Well, they still turned up, didn't they? I mean, thankfully, that isn't, it's not a thing anymore. But, no, this looks cool. It really does have a Serious Sam feel to it.
It does,
doesn't it? Kind
especially
of
those
top-down.
guys with the barrels on their back.
Yeah.
When you shoot them,
Quite like the look of this. I do like that. Again, I like that a format that never used to float my boat. And then I played a game, I forget what it's flipping called now. There's my brain for you. Which totally turned me on to the genre. I think it's so important to try these things for longer than 5 minutes. And, once you've worked out the mechanics and stuff, I can't help it. He's a friendly fella.
it looks like a twin stick shooter as well, kind of.
Yes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Jeff says, is that Stadia Media YouTube channel a real channel? Only 100 subs, no check mark, or just an account created by someone? Anyone validate the channel? I don't know.
So Rokk, I saw that. I think, and that's what the videos are linked to. Those videos are all now private. When the Tri-6 trailer came up there along with Slaycation, I reached out to Clockwork and I sent him the link to say, hey, is this trailer legit? Because we know that his game is coming. He said, yeah, that is the legitimate trailer that's for, Peggy and the rating and stuff like that. So we know that the Tri-6 was a legit trailer. So I guess that lends a little bit of credibility to for Slaycation as well. But yeah, the channel, the Stadia 100 channel,
Yeah.
I think it's gone, or they've put everything under private now because the word's getting out.
Because it shouldn't have been there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we
Twin
don't know if
stick
it's official or
action.
not.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Twin stick.
Yeah.
Nice. Tower defense. Nice. Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
so-
That looks really good. Really good.
So Rokk, not to be rude again, but I just saw this post as well. I'm going to send a link in the private here for you. It looks like our friends over at XDA, who originally posted about the new streaming features, have updated the GIFs in the article. Sonic Racing and whatnot isn't listed there anymore. I thought it would just be interesting.
That is interesting.
So now you'll be able to scroll down and see. We've got look, they replaced it with Destiny, right?
And it's not a GIF anymore either.
Yeah, and it's
just
Mooney
straight.
though, so it's still Mooney. Mooney's there, right?
Mooney is definitely part of this, isn't he? He's part of the old mystery, the mystery of Mooney. That's well spotted, John. John is he's a super sleuth. Yeah, obviously they watch our show, John. We know this. We know they've gone. Oh yeah, quick!
They caught us.
Wow. Just change the flipping thing. Let's zoom in and see if they've doctored it with Photoshop using my tried and tested method. It's interesting. I don't have to go a bit deeper, but
it's interesting that they they changed it, I think, very much so.
Yeah, so I'd have to look at the last one. No, they are different. There are different spaces between these circles, but that's definitely closer to that icon than the space between that circle. If you see my point, I'm just being picky, fellas. I'm just being picky. But that's a very sharp image of Destiny as well. I suspect that's been quickly photoshopped at a rate of knots. But hat off to them. Obviously, that's a bit of a leak, and it's a fairly good indication that that's coming in the not too distant future. I think that's fair to say. Who knows why they decided not to mention it today? I don't know. But definitely well spotted, Pedder. Though that's a very good spot. Talking of spot, that's kind of it for the news. We did a lot more with that news than I thought we were going to, which is really cool. Oh look, they've got the lovely white controller. I've got so many of those. Which is your favourite colour of the controllers, John?
Oh, I like. Geez.
Now,
I don't know.
Did he say he likes cheese? What's that? Did you know that you said that out loud, John? Or was that like, I like cheese.
Oh no. Well, ultimately, one that I could never have that we saw up for sale, the Stadia clear.
Oh, the clear one.
Yeah,
which isn't a color though, is it? It's the absence of color.
Yeah, that's true.
See, Jack makes the most valid point. Wasabi. If you can, I mean, of course, there's the collector's edition, the founders,
right?
That's what I was going to say, Rokk. If I'm just playing, I'll use the founders controller.
Yeah,
but the founders controller's triggers sound like horses clacking down the street. So when I scream, I use the white controller because it's quieter.
I think it's random, William. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I've got 3 whites, 2 wasabis, and a founder, and they all have differing levels of clackiness. So I don't think it's specifically the dear old founder. In fact, let's have a listen. Hang on. You can hardly hear it.
Might be the luck of the draw.
Yeah, you just got a dodgy one. See, Zero Games for me likes the black one, and that's the one I don't have. I'm going to have to buy the black one just so I've got the full set, I think. But what do they call it? Midnight? No, it's Midnight Blue is the founder, isn't it? What's the name? What's the black one called?
Just Black. It's called
Just Black.
Actually, it's Just Black, clearly white, and wasabi.
Nice. Wasabi is the spicy stuff you put on sushi, isn't it? The sauce and
wasabi. Yeah.
Wasabi, indeed. So there you go. Right, just a quick reminder, because it's the final thing I've got on my news list. We're going to be giving away money for a game of your choice, up to $70. All right, it would have been game that I thought was going to be announced today, but if you want to keep hold of the cash, that's entirely up to you. But it's going to be a giveaway. You're going to have to watch out for my tweet. So follow me at Rokk Show, and in any case you need to follow me because that's part of the entry. Make sure you like this video because that's another one, and leave a comment because that's the only way I know you watched. And then I'll put my Twitter out there with what you need to note. There will be a special keyword or a key phrase that will be mentioned through the show, and you're going to DM me with all your answers, and by the end of the week I shall pick someone at random to win that special prize. And the last time we did this, it was Primo who won a copy of Cyberpunk 2077, which he's been loving on all accounts. So there you go. Right, thank you, Steve. Steve says, great show, guys. Appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. And Pedder, I think he's fallen onto his keyboard. Too many late nights with the babies.
Nothing a good cup of coffee wouldn't help wake him up, right?
Yeah, right. A good cup of coffee is always a good plan. Shall we move on to the next thing? Oh, let's hide that, and then I'll get this back up over here.
Thing.
You know the next thing that we do, John? Guilty! Guilty! I'm just trying. Here we go. Here it is. Guilty! I tell you, I'd never employ me. Truth, completely unemployable. Let's get that up.
Oh, God.
And let's pull this up. And John,
Mm-hmm.
what in the wonderful wide world of Stadia games are you going to be judging today?
All right. Well, I'm judging a little game that was a surprise release from our friends at Handy Games. It's called Neighbors Back from Hell.
Woohoo!
Now, apparently, this is the first time that I had ever heard of this series of games, but apparently, I believe the first one came out in 2003. And there
Right.
might have been a few other ones released after that. Regardless, like I said, this is the first time I had heard of it, and it's very well priced as well. I think it's like 18 Canadian, probably like 13 or 14 US, and even less or the same in the UK.
Yeah.
This is so basically in Neighbors Back from Hell, you're the star of a TV show who plays these cheeky little pranks on his next door neighbor. You actually go and you sneak into your next door neighbor's house and pull all these different kinds of pranks, horrible pranks on them, just for laughs and the ratings for TV. So similar to the internet, for the clicks and likes, this is all for the laughs and views on television here. And you can see, you know, your next door neighbor here, they're in their house and in the kitchen. And in this particular first level here.
What was that? My Lord!
He's spying on the young lady opposite William, I think.
Exactly. There's
washed his window.
Yeah. So you play as Woody, who is
I bet you do.
Yeah, you do. And you sneak in his house, and you can see your neighbor has a set pattern of different things that they'll do. So in this instance, he'll watch TV, go to the kitchen, then might come downstairs, go to the bathroom there, and things like this. So your goal is, if you can see up at the top of the screen, there's like a little checkered flag as well. You need, on this particular stage, in order to pass or get a successful rating, yep, right there, and be able to leave the house, you need to be able to pull 2 tricks on your next door neighbor here. The more, and obviously you can do up to 4 here. The more you get, the more points and better score you get and whatnot. So here you can see I'm in the bathroom here checking out the medicine cabinet, and they have this little game here where you have to match up. You don't know what you're going to match up. You just have to look to see what there's 3 of on all the different categories here. Meanwhile, your neighbor is still going about and doing their regular routine. So if he's going to be coming down to the bathroom here, I need to hurry up and figure out what's going on. So there's all these different little puzzles throughout the game. And actually, when I was streaming this last night, Granite made a good comment in the chat there. He said, this is like a kid's Hitman. Basically, it's like it's like the Hitman series of games, and it's got that Wallace and Gromit type of feel to it as well. I don't know if you.
So when you mean like Hitman, you memorize or you watch his movements and what, like his activity, what he normally does, and then you have to avoid him and set a trap or.
That's right. Yep. Set the traps, and you can string together separate traps. So let's say, for example, in the bathroom there, I throw all the toilet paper in the toilet, it clogs it up. Plus, I put a banana peel on the floor. So when he goes in, he'll slip on the banana. He'll get mad. You can see on the left-hand side there where my neighbor's little icon is. It tells you what he's thinking. So next, he's going to be going over to the chair, right? He's going to go back to the living room. So you can kind of plan out your stuff there. But he also has a meter there with the whistle at the top. The angrier you get him, the higher that bar goes up, the more points you get. And it's just, the whole thing is just to cause mischief here.
No whoopee cushion in the microwave.
No whoopee cushion. So I'm checking the fridge here. And was there anything in the fridge? No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, he's coming back. So I better get going. And by accident, I came back in here, and you're going to see when he finds you, he gets mad.
Graphics are great.
He jumps on you.
You said this is $15?
Yeah, it's
All right,
really inexpensive. Yeah, this is it's so funny, and it's just you be able to relax, have laughs with this. You could even play it, if you've got like your significant other, a brother, any type of family member there. They could be helping you out. Like in the chat last night when I was streaming, there were multiple people helping say, "Oh, try this, do that." There's so now I have the egg here. Look, I'm putting the egg in the microwave, and I'm going to be making a mess of the microwave. I've got a whoopee cushion there. I've got super glue. So you can see, the premise of the game is just hijinks, right? Like just to create all these silly little things.
I've got to tell you, John, that is actually something I do quite regularly. Put a raw seriously, at lunchtime, I usually put a raw egg in a little cup in the microwave because it's a quick way of like poaching an egg, but you've got to get the timing right. It's like 30 seconds. If it's too long, it literally explodes. The amount of times I've had to clean out the microwave, it's terrible.
It's funny. So you can see there, I got him on that prank. I got one little gold coin or medal. His angry meters was up, but now it's starting to go back down. So the game has a great tutorial. I'm looking here. I'm just talking about this, and I'm looking at all the stuff that are different categories.
If he catches you 3 times or beats you up 3 times, are you forfeit? Do you have to start over now?
Yeah, you can retry. You have the chance to retry that same level here. And there's you follow them like your neighbor will go on vacation, so you follow them on vacation here. And just like I don't know what your neighbor ever did to you to deserve this, but so there I'm putting the whoopee cushion there, so he's gonna sit down and it's gonna sound like he farts.
No super glue.
Yeah, no super glue. So as you get move on in the game too, like you'll see the door up there where he's at is locked. Well, the next series, that door will be unlocked. And there's more rooms and, all these other different things. So your strategy does come into play because you have to watch, okay, where is he going? What's his pattern? I might need to be able to go to his balcony where he paints and waters his plant and also does sun tanning to pull some pranks there. But you have to know when it's safe to be able to do that. So you can see, look, I completed.
Now, are you able to set something up to draw him to another location so you have more time to get to where you're trying to go? Or
well, as you move further on, a bird shows up in the living room. So he's got a bird. If you can walk slow to not be detect it, and there's a little bar, or if you just run, the bird starts squawking, and it alerts the guy. He comes running. So you've just got seconds to either hide under the bed or run to a different room or go get into the closet here. So you can see there's these 6 little levels for the first section. You can earn up to 40 coins, and then you can also move up. So you can see I moved the screen up there. It says art for mom's sake and things like that. That's like the next section or levels.
It looks simple, itself. But it has a high level of complexity to it too.
It does. And it's fun and it's easy. So Rokk, I promise you, I'll get on.
No, I'm fascinated because a lot of us haven't seen this before, and it is a really good looking game. I have a lot of people in the chat saying, "I'm going to get this. This looks good."
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever played the old Spy versus Spy game. I played it back on the Commodore and on the NES. This is kind of similar to that, where you're just pulling pranks on your rival here and. And again, you're on a TV show, so there's an audience here laughing. The typical
they got a laugh track,
a laugh track and stuff like that. So one of the levels too, that there's a picture of his mom on the wall. You get a marker and draw a mustache on it. Just like the most silliest and things that we do just to be silly and pull pranks. So it's a really fantastic game. For the price, okay. We're gonna start here into the categories. How quickly can you get into the game from your library? It's a simple click, right? There's just click on start. You can look at settings if you want to increase the volume or minimize the HUD, things like that. But it's really, really simple and easy to get into. I'm gonna give it 5. we're gonna go ahead and give it a
You
a 5 out of 5.
You know what this game design would lend itself to is like a Home Alone game where you're the kid and can set traps for all the the bandits.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, it's interesting.
So,
I love this concept.
Yeah, I do.
And so these types of games maybe back in the 16-bit days might have been more common, and then the 8-bit with the Nintendo and stuff like that. But nowadays these aren't as common, so it's a little refreshing. What's old is new again. Here he comes. He's going to catch me. I didn't realize he was going to come here.
Which one are you, John? The fella in the that one, or the one
Yes, yeah,
right, okay. All right.
And you can also there's also the option you can see in the bottom right hand corner there where the B prompt was view the trick. So if my neighbor, and I come back down again here, I just got silly at the beginning here. When your neighbor's about ready to walk in, let's say to the bathroom and find the toilet clogged up, you can hit B and it'll go down and it'll move the camera and focus on them, and you can watch your evil plan and work, and watch them get mad or watch them slip, watch them take a bath in the hair remover instead of water, all these just silly things that can hide in the closet there. So how quickly or how easy can you pick up from where you left off? You're going to look, here he goes. He's running to the bathroom here. He's got to take a proper.
That's where the super glue comes in.
Yeah.
And you can use the thumbstick. I believe it's the right thumbstick to move the camera around yourself to see where they're at. It only saves. So in the stage here, let's see, for example, here you need it for the medals, or 6 that you can earn, but you need 4 to be able to pass it and leave the house. If you get 3 and he catches you for all the amount of lives that you have, you've got to restart over, but on this same level. So you can't necessarily be instantaneously where you left, but so I think that's still good. That's a fair way to do it. I know I've played. Look at him; he caught me in the bathroom.
He's giving you a slap.
I was playing some more.
Wow.
Failure. So William, you can see, A to go back or B to retry. So what I'm going to give it for, if you pick up where you left off, I'll give it 4 out of 5 because I think it's fair. It's not.
Well, it's the kind of game you can't give it 5 because it's not designed to leave where you.
Yeah, right. How easy is it to play? I mean, there's like basically like one button to it where you search, and then a button is the same. I believe it's the same button that to figure out, are you going to put the whoopee cushion down? Are you going to replace the water on the kitchen counter with bath water instead? So it's fairly simple. What may be a little difficult for some, and I didn't really find it that challenging, is what item you're going to use to do what. So you have to figure out, okay, so I have the saw here. I'm like, okay, oh, look at this. The saw, maybe I can, cut off one of the legs. But here he is. He's going to find me here. No. Yeah, he comes. He's like, now, what are you doing in my house?
Does that remove the trap on the chair? Is it gonna collapse?
You've got to, because I didn't get it finished there. Yeah. So as far as easy is to play, it's super easy. Yeah, we'll give that a 5. Is it rewarding? It's funny. I mean, you could just see our reaction here. It's just so funny and satisfying to see your poor neighbor get all these pranks played on him. And you do earn achievements as well. I'm going to give it.
Let's hope he deserves it.
A 4 out of 5 because we could see, like, if maybe like once you're playing, maybe if you have to replay, it could kind of like the pranks could kind of get like old after a while if you get stuck on a certain level. But as you progress, there's always new things and different scenarios and levels that you play. So we give that a 4. Value for our money. If you're not a pro subscriber, I would. I'm giving it 5. I think it's perfectly priced here. It's a super fun game. Impulse buy. I'd recommend it if you're just looking for some laughs, something that's different than the norm. It's going to give you a little bit of a challenge here, and just loads of fun here, and great
Oh,
to play
brilliant.
along with others for sure.
I think if you've sold it, mate. I think we're all out to buy it
I'm
now,
buying
aren't we?
it. I'm buying
Yes. You've done a good job. Well, do you know what? 23 out of 25.
Wow.
That's one of our bigger scorers. We always say if it's over 20, it's a must buy. But if you get anywhere close to 25, then you'd be foolish not to buy it. So
Yeah.
brilliant job, yeah. And of course, go and watch John's stream as well. You know where John lives. John Four Scars Gaming on YouTube. And how long was it, John? Let's have a little look down there. It's an hour, just over an hour.
Yeah, it's about an hour. Yeah.
And how long would the game take you, do you think? Is it super long?
I'm not
or-
100% sure. No, I don't think so.
No.
Probably, like, depending if you play, maybe like 3 to 4 hours if
Okay.
you really go at it and stuff. But it's also super fun to watch others play too,
Yeah.
and trying to figure out, what prank can I pull next? Like, what am I like? Well, I was playing this morning,
Yeah.
and one of the items I had was shoe polish, and I was like, "What the heck am I going to do?" I couldn't find his shoes anywhere. I didn't know what it was. Luckily, I had enough of the metals to be able to pass along here. But yeah, it's just funny. It's just nothing, like nothing but laughs and laughs and laughs and if there's a laxative in it, it may even give pranksters ideas in real life.
Could you? Would it work okay on the mobile? Would it play fine on a small screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's actually there is a mobile version. Maker Chaos said too that that there is a mobile version
Oh
as
yeah.
well.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely. So from our
There you go.
friends at Handy Games.
Yeah, awesome. Great review, John. We got double for our money there, folks. We got a really good review, and we got our Judge John's judgings as well. So that was absolutely awesome. Well done, my friend. Moving swiftly on. Next up, another fan favorite feature. The alliterations are coming out thick and fast. Let's quick. He's got his own little homemade vid. Here it is. Woohoo! I've got to quick get the video up. I'm trying. I thought I could get it all done really quick, and I failed. It's all good. It's all good. And William, what, pray tell, my friend, are you giving us tips on as a
Okay,
pro
so
tipster?
my tips today are going to be on starting off in West of Loathing. A while back, or like I mentioned earlier in the show, I used to be a little bit of a snob for not anything other than AAA games as well. And my $10 was spent well with Google every month because they keep giving me these gems. And this is one of them that I played through all the way. West of Loathing is a turn-based RPG set in the Wild West world, populated by stick figures, clowns, angry cows, and reanimated skeletons. As the player, you first choose your name, gender, and optionally a stuffed animal. You are then transported to your room at the family farm where you dream of what you will be, thereby choosing your class. Beanslingers cook and mysticality, sling magic, beans at opponents, cow punchers or general grunts. But here are my tips for the game. But before I start with those, I guess, let me say this. This is a comedic game. It's very simple in its animation and its art style, but its writing direction and its story is tremendous. So don't let the lack of visuals turn you off from the game. If you want a relatively easy start, pick the cow puncher. It's a class you're able to pick. It's like a grunt or a fighter. Pick the cow puncher and pick Susie as your companion. As you grow and you level up, you guys complement each other really well. You can have multiple companions. You can design different builds like you can in different builds that you can in Cyberpunk. This is a true RPG. The game has no real penalties for losing a fight other than losing whatever items you spent in it, like your buff items and stuff. If you buffed your character and you die, you did lose those items, but it's because they were used. So that's the only drawback to dying. Most items you pick up in the game, and there's thousands of items in the game, but when you pick it up, you literally say right on the item, just sell it in the description. If not, then somebody can probably use that item later in the game, or in a town or whatever. Buffs and debuffs stack. So as you're building your character and you're going, you have all these items that you can use to get more mysticality or to just make yourself stronger. All of these things stack together, so you can become pretty powerful by using some of these items. The lock picking book is probably the best one to start with, since it'll let you get more goodies right off the bat. Combat, as you can see, combat's kind of complex, or can be. In this, my character is at the very end of the game, so I struggled to find opponents to fight because the story is pretty much over. But if you skip to about 16 minutes in, I fight some skeletons or whatever. But definitely do that lock picking book. That way you can get into items and doors that you previously couldn't. And explore everywhere. Talk to everyone. The story is large and dialogue is funny. You'll definitely enjoy your time spent in West of Loathing. But it's very, like I said, it's very much RPG-esque. The locations on the map that are already available, you'll click on them, and then it will do like a cutscene of you kind of traveling there. And in the traveling, you can be attacked and have interesting encounters with people trying to sell you stuff or swindle you or just straight up attack you. It gives you so many options. And I fell in love with the art style. It's very simple. But even your character moving your guy around, he'll start dragging his head on the ground, or he'll stand on his hands. It's crazy. But the story's larger than life. Yeah, I mean, there's really it's your basic RPG, really. Just
it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's another one of those games. If you show someone a screenshot, they're going to go, "What? Yeah. I could have done better than that." But it's not until you play it you realize it's brilliant. It's so funny. And actually quite addictive, the gameplay. You really want to kind of crack into it and try and solve some of these little missions and things. And I think the style really suits the gameplay. Absolute fun. Oh look, we've got Best Adults back in the chat. I haven't seen them for a while. It's truth. Thank you.
But yeah. So learning to fight is interesting, and there's also, like I said, very many builds that you can do. None of those skeletons could hurt me because I have that like Jamaican hat on. It like stops
the Rasta thing.
Yeah. It stops the undead from hurting me. So if you see them trying to hit me, it says whiff, whiff. Like they never touch me. But
oh, brilliant.
Just a real fun game, and it's about, I would say, if you rush through it, probably about 10 hours or less. Okay. But if you want to do everything and solve every little mystery, probably 15 to 20. It's really fun. It's pretty simple, and I'm not even sure if you can still claim this on Pro. It's such an old Pro title.
Yeah. I was going to ask that, and if not, do you guys know how much it's on at the store? No, I can find out. You carry on talking, I'll find out.
But yeah, so just really, really fun. It's got a very good sense of humor. It does not take itself very seriously. And as you can see, my horse's eyes were going in different directions. He wasn't quite normal, but I selected that. During a portion of the game, you get to pick a horse, and that one was the most interesting to me. so I went with him.
Yeah, it's a great game. So West of Loathing is flip me, that's cheap. So in the UK it's £10.99. So you're looking at about similar price, I would say, to to whatever was that similar price. I can't remember now. Anyway, that was 12 or 13, $13, about 15 Canadian, I would have thought, John, somewhere around there.
15 Canadian, yep. Mm-hmm.
Very good. But it is good fun. I never completed it. So actually, as always, William, whenever I watch your stuff, always inspires me. I think I'm going to have to go and pick it up again and give it a go. Awesome stuff. Let's make that a future Judge John, shouldn't we, as well? Because that could be quite good. There you go. So that's it, really, for the week. But a little bit of news, some good stuff. Out of interest, just now, as I was logging into Stadia to find out the price, I'm sure you guys have seen this, but it was new to me. Big old pop-up telling me all about the new party streaming feature and stuff, which is great. Why I thought that was great is because it shows how important it is to them. Sometimes they kind of stealth drop these things, and it's people like we sort of discover it and make a thing of it, and they still don't. But they're clearly saying, look what you can do now, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Chat, thank you so much for popping in. You've been amazing. Thank you to Jack and to Peda for your donations earlier. I'm seriously sorry if anyone else did and I missed it. Don't forget to hit the old like button, subscribe if you're new. You're very, very welcome. Of course, if you fancy supporting the channel, you can become a member. Very, very good rates for new members. I will be popping the show up on to Anchor shortly, so you can listen to it on your way to work or as you're trying to get off to sleep in an audio format. And don't forget to watch out on Twitter for instructions on how you can win a game of your choice on Stadia. And who knows, the week's still young. Maybe there's more to come, don't you think, John?
I think so.
I do.
I hope so.
We're not loathing the West. The West's lovely. It's where I live. So there you go. William, in time-honoured tradition, my friend, where can people find you this week? What are you up to?
Well, you can find me at YouTube's at Stadia Pro Gaming. That's my channel. And later today at 4 p.m., going to be doing a Man Cave episode discussing social media platforms, I believe.
That should be fun. Now, that's 4 p.m. Central.
Yes.
Yes. And what is that on the East Coast? I'll make them work for their money, folks.
I think 5. You're an hour behind.
Hour behind?
I think so.
He doesn't know, John. Just
I don't know where I'm at.
He hasn't got a clue. And also, what about the rest of the week? Because you did a cracking PUBG yesterday.
Yeah, I got my face blasted apart in PUBG yesterday. But tomorrow, I believe I'm playing some Baldur's Gate 3. And then Friday, I'm back to Metro Exodus to try to plug away some more at that game.
Thank you, Mostly Martinez. That's very kind of you. Much love. Great show. Bless you, my friend. And if you haven't seen it, go and check out Mostly Martinez's son's channel. I love watching. He's so cute. He's so sweet. He does his little giveaways and he makes stuff and things. It's just wonderful to watch. Real proper daddy and son time. It's lovely. But thank you very much for that. Awesome stuff, William. I love you. Guys, get over and subscribe to William's channel, will you? He is one of the best in our community by a long stretch, particularly when it comes to multiplayer stuff. Vastly better than me. So please get over there and slap down on the old sub button and show some love to my good friend William. Mr. Scott, firstly, thank you so much for making the time today. And I'm not saying that flippantly because it's been difficult with your new job and everything. And you tried to get us in. And I really appreciate that you managed to make the whole show today, particularly as we've got a man down, bless him. But what have you? I love what John does. What have you got coming up, John? There's always something exciting.
Got some Worms WMD multiplayer community fun. I think I'm gonna go and stream, and I have been meaning to get to it. Valiant Hearts.
Oh, I love that game.
Because
love it.
It looks so amazing, and like I said, Clive said the story is great on it, and nothing gets me more than a great story in a game. Yeah, so great. Yeah, so that's it for now. What I have on there, who knows what comes up? Like you said, hopefully there's another blog post later this week and knock our socks off. But
We know some,
Other
but
than
you don't.
Right.
We don't. Honestly, we don't. No, it's going to be good. I'm sure there's some. I mean, you know what? We're all super excited about the future of Stadia. I think I put a little poll up. Actually, I haven't looked to see what the results were because I didn't actually have. Can you see the results, guys, in the poll? Because I can't. What have we got? Future of Stadia. What
So
do people think?
it says, "How are you feeling about the future of Stadia now?" 59% say great, 20% say okay, 10% they have no opinion on it, and
Oh,
12% are not happy.
oh dear. Wow, that's actually
The
pretty good. Those
total,
are good. Those are good figures. I'm happy with those figures. The
yeah.
vast majority, and all I'm going to say is that I think we've got an amazing future. From the little tiny snippets of things that I see winging around in the back of the cavernous DMs of Twitter. So I'm super excited, guys. As always, you are amazing. Thank you so much for your time. It really would be the most boring show ever if it was just me. So I'm so pleased. Chat, thank you as well. You've been fantastic as always. A cracking turnout. Really appreciate it. And next week we won't have a twos, but we're really hoping to have Ray back. And Ray, I know you're watching now, my friend. I did give you a shout out at the front of the show. I hope you're on the road to recovery. We all send you our love and best wishes, my friend, and can't wait to get you back on the show. So there you have it. Another Tuesday completed, and I'm just trying to find the outro. There it is. Guys, thank you so much. See you soon. Take care.